Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Latina Success. Today we have a very, very special guest, which is Andrea. And I have with me also Jimena and Elizabeth. But this podcast is going to be very special because Andrea is bringing us here with an amazing project. You know, she's another amazing Latina, which has also a very interesting career in marketing. And of course, she has been developing his career there, but now she's bringing her first big project, I would say, because she has been doing a lot of projects, but this is the first big one, and also doing it in partner with her son. So welcome, Andrea.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the invitation and so happy to be here sharing about the project.
Yes. So Andrea is here because today she is talking about the universe quiz. And I would love to hear, about what is this project about. First, I would love to hear that.
Of course. Well, the universe quiz, this is like my baby project with my son, Steven. So last year, while talking to Steven in home, he had a lot of questions about the universe. He loved all things related to the universe and reads a lot, knows a lot of facts, educate himself in videos. So he's very savvy about the universe. So he has this need to learn more. And when looking online for like some trivia cards that he can play with, I realized that there were not that many options in the market for universe-related trivia cards for older kids. Stephen H., he was 9 at that time. So I started realizing there was like a lot of trivia cards, or not a lot, like a few options, but more tailored for little kids, age 4, 5, with questions like easy about the universe. So then I started thinking and like doing like market research and say, okay, like more families just like us might be looking also for trivia cards or like universe product for older kids where they can like learn and they can have fun. So that's how the whole idea started, like boiling in my brain. So we work on this project with Steven. Steven developed 50 trivia questions all out of his head with created answers. That's how we call them. And he developed this in a Word document. And then we start thinking, okay, like let's do it to play in the house with some friends and then, have our own product. But then the idea evolved and like, let's do it to sell it to the market. So little by little, we start developing the product and trying to find, how to develop this product, doing research, what is that the customer needs, until we're in the stage when we're about to print the universe quiz. So yeah, that's like a little like a summary of like the universe quiz.
So that's a kind of your son is kind of a philosopher. I am a philosopher, so I'm really proud of that part.
I'm sorry, I couldn't
So
hear you there.
so I'm a so kind of this help kids to understand better about themselves, right? To know how they are and where do they find themselves.
I'm so sorry, it's like broken the connection. I couldn't hear your question.
Let me let me try something else.
Okay.
So, Andrea, I think, you and I have been discussing this, right? And I think one of the things I would love, the people to hear is the challenge of creating your product, because you as a marketer has been creating too many products and being able to, to visualize how you're going to be launching all those machines, those things that probably you feel you don't know, but you go into your mind and you realize, you're able to realize that product and able to launch a campaign. But now you are doing it for yourself. And I'm pretty sure sometimes you happen the imposter syndrome, right? Where you are like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna go in the right way. And you have success, right? You have a history of a lot of campaigns that has been a success, and now is doing it for yourself. So I'm assuming you have been going through the challenge of coming, with all those questions like, and I'm doing the right thing.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great question because, like, yes, to start, so I have my full-time job. I work in the heavy equipment industry in marketing. I do marketing campaigns. So that's my full-time job. And then this project with the Universe Quiz, it's like a project that I'm developing at home, like my own product. And it started like as a home project. But then, I would start thinking, okay, I can utilize the knowledge that I have in my career to develop my own product. But of course, it's a little more challenging because, yes, the imposter syndrome, am I doing the right thing? Is this going to be successful? But to me, all of this is, like an opportunity to improve my skills, apply my knowledge, and also working a project together with my son. In the beginning, when I talk to my son, I say, hey, you know that we can create our own trivia product. To see his eyes and his innocence to say, how? I mean, that's impossible, So in that moment, it's like, no, this is something that we can do, I can help you with this. So then you start realizing, okay, like what's the first step that we need to do? You plan so much in your head, you map out everything, but okay, let's do the first step and start. So I think that that's was the most challenging thing, just to say, okay, let's do it. And right now, like what is I like a lot about this project is like to see that, not that my son is like seeing the project evolve and see how the different stage has been happening. And in that way, like now he knows that things are possible, that he's creating a project too, like he's involved in this process. He's involving like in the vision and the colors of the bags design, the questions, what other kids may want. So I think it's been like a really cool project. It has the challenges, like imposter syndrome, am I doing the right thing? Is this going to work? What people is going to think? Are people going to buy this project? But I guess that's the risk of any business that you want to start. And you have to come with the right mindset that things may work and things could work and things could not work. And you have to be ready for that, because you may not get it right the first time, but you will get it right maybe the second time or the third time. And all of this is a learning experience. So I think that has been like a big part of like a learning lesson for me in this project.
Andrea, thank you. That sounds really, really, really great. I would love to hear what's the process, because you mentioned market research. That's how you started, asking or going, start that phase. And I think that it will be very valuable if you could share what was your process, because this is something that you started with your son. So what was your role, his role for that stage, for that early stage, because it can relate to so many people that perhaps they have a project in mind that they would love to get started. So if you could just share how that process was for you, that would be great.
Absolutely. So I think that everything starts with the market need. Okay, so I have this business idea. In our case, we need to develop this set of trivia cards. Okay, because why? Because there is nothing like this in the market yet, believe it or not. So that's where everything starts, the market need. If there is a need, you can provide something, but it has to be the need. So we start from there. And then, okay, so if there is this need in the market, what is that the customer is looking for? What is that voice of customer? So then going for us to the online platforms that we all know, Amazon, and start looking, okay, from these few options of trivia cards, in my case, of these few options of trivia cards, what is that people is saying about? You start doing like research, reading reviews, what is that they like, the packaging, what are they saying about like the font? Oh, the font is too small, the questions are too easy, so then you start gathering all the data and start like putting together, something in, like on paper, because, you get like so many ideas and you have all of the information here, but once that you put it like, like on your program, then things start clicking. So to me, that was very important, the market research. Okay, what is that others are doing? How can I differentiate myself in this market? What are those features that my product is going to have? What are those features that at 9 years old, my son is looking for? What are those kind of questions? Because, like you can go online and find your own online trivia, questions, but it's nice to have something physical, something that you can touch. And the cool thing about this card is like you get like 3 options for every question, you get 3 possible answers. And in the back of the trivia card, you get the answer, but you also have a QR code. Excuse me. And with that QR code, if you want to like learn more about the topic, you scan the QR code and it brings you to a website, either like the NASA webpage or like encyclopedias. So verified sources of information. So the trivia cards are very interactive. And those things so far they're wearing in the market. This is something that we just started developing. So that's how, like the whole market research, starts. If waiting for that market research, then the ideas won't come because you need to listen to customer. You need to have that voice of customer.
That's amazing. I think that's well thought out. And I think you just gave a big list of all the things that people should be looking at. I think it's very powerful to look at the reviews just for anything. Like that feedback, and that's where you get the pain points. Like you said, like what are the needs, what are the pain points, what are people looking for? So there's so much in the reviews, like any product feedback, like any product that we have ever worked with in, our corporate lives or projects or, like products that we buy when we go buy, it's the same process, but the reviews have so much or feedback. They have so much that I think you're on the right track for taking care of customers' needs already.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope that everyone, likes this project, and I hope that once that is in the market, it's in the, in the hands of many families. It's a cool project. So, yes.
I love STEAM, right? As an engineer, I always like pursuing all that is related to that. And I feel that you were thinking about at that moment about Steven, right? Your son. But I think it is fun to think that how many people you are going to be impacting with your product, right? Your product is going to be impacting, like, if I have it for Sophia, which probably she doesn't like much universe or Steven, but she's going to be learning something, right? And she's going to be having fun. And then just because having that competition, right? She's going to feel like, oh, I need to learn more about this, or, ignite that curiosity about universe. And I think as a parent, it's very important to understand now with a lot of things in the market, what are we buying, right? Who is this product created for? And the product that you are creating, it comes from heart. It comes made at home, right? With somebody who really loves this topic, which is started at 9 years old, but now wants to spread that love and that knowledge to other people. And even for myself, I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't know probably half of the questions, but during the trivia, I might be learning that. So that is something that you are targeting probably somebody like Steven, but it's going to be very nice to see how that is going to be spreading to other markets as well.
Absolutely, yes. So our end user are like older kids, age 9, 10. But really, it's focused for those parents, for families, for the grandma, for the grandpa that wants to buy like a present, something thoughtful for the kids. And then, they can give something like educational and something that they can share, like something interactive. And it incentivizes them to use the devices in a good manner, because you're using your devices like to scan the QR codes and then learn more, going to NASA web pages. So it's really like a cool concept. And yes, and I'm hoping that with this project I can touch many lives, like encouraging about like learning about the universe, because particularly I have learned so much about how tiny we are, like, and how big is our universe, and start thinking, if we have all of these beautiful things out there in outer space, like, can you imagine, the possibilities that we have to, go for our dreams, or like, do anything that, we can set our minds to. So through this project, you start reading and start, like learning more about like nebulas and black holes, and start realizing all of this information that NASA has discovered and they keep discovering. And it's very impressive, and it's kind of like opening your mind. So I want that for kids, that they learn more and they think, the world is more than this, earth, like there is, like our horizons are so broad and that we can really, like go for it, like reach for the stars. So yeah, I'm hoping that a lot of kids like get, like positive impact out of this project. So
I'm wondering if you have any insights that you can share with people that perhaps they have a project in their mind. It hasn't yet made it, to the real world, and they just are thinking about it. Like, is there anything that you can share with them from your experience that might be helpful?
Yes, absolutely. So look for help. Don't try to do anything yourself. Sometimes, like we try to do everything by ourselves and kind of like, I want to do everything, but look for help. In my case, I reach out to I live in Michigan, so I reach out to Michigan Small Business Administration, and then I have been working with them with the go-to-market strategy. Excuse me. So that was very important. I went like far along in the way to reach out to them. I had like all my strategy all set, but it was nice to have that extra support. And who else? Look for the right partners, like partner with people who believe in you and believe in your projects. I work like with a marketing agency to develop the design, the concept. So that was very important for me to find the right partners and somebody that share the same vision and believe in the project. I feel like that's very important.
Any mistakes that you learned from?
Okay, any mistakes? Yes. So in my case, when developing the product, going through like several rounds of reviews, make sure that when you are developing like a product, you test it. You test it and you have like people from the field reviewing the project. So try to find, I'm sorry, I'm just like passing like a call. So try to find like experts in the field, like that's something that I would recommend highly, like bring the experts in the field and have like your project have many, many revisions. Because once that you are in that stage when you are almost sending the product, in my case, to print, and you are like, oh, there is a typo here, like, oh no, how I didn't check this. So little mistakes that could have been prevented if you just pay a little bit more attention in the small things. So I would say that just make sure that, like you have a lot of like rounds of revisions, that you involve people, experts in the fields, ask for help, ask questions. We will always have an imposter syndrome. We will always have that little voice on ourselves that will tell us like, it's too scary, what people will think, just do nothing. But, it's always going to be there, that voice. So it's up to us to just like, trying to switch our mindset and say, I'm going to do it, I'm going to go for it.
Thank you, Andrea. I really love everything you just say, because that is so true, right? How many times it takes us forever to start a project, doing the first call or talking to someone about our project. Sometimes even that, right? Sometimes even just talk to someone like, I have this idea. That is something so complicated, that first step to do. So Andrea, I think we are almost hitting here the end, but I would love to hear, about the Kickstarter campaign you have and everything, how we can find you, where, tell us all about it, how we can get your product.
Thank you. Yeah, so I started like a Kickstarter campaign last week. So you can find us in Kickstarter under the Universe Quiz. We love your support or just sharing the page with others. We're also on Instagram and Facebook, the Universe Quiz. And yes, go and check it out. There is like a video where I present the idea and how the idea was born, what is the market need. So it's a really cool page. So go for it, please, and visit it. And we love to hear your feedback.
Excellent. And also for all of our listeners, we are going to be, giving one away, but I'm going to give you the instructions later, how we're going to be doing that. But I hope, especially for the ones who have little ones, I think that's going to be a super cool project that I'm pretty sure they will like it. But thank you, Jimena. I know you have some problems with your internet. Sorry about that we couldn't hear. uh, but thank you, Jimena. I don't know if you want to add something and we can read it from the chat. Elizabeth.
Let me try it. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Well, as a philosopher, I think it's a great idea, not only for people who have small children, but for teachers, because I think that understanding the universe is understanding ourselves. And if we know what is happening and how things cooperate and collide and they become this marvelous thing, we can wonder about our own existence. So I think this is wonderful, and having a purpose and having a clear idea of what you want has made you come all this way. So yeah, I'm really happy for that. I'm gonna find a new way to help my students to understand themselves and to be happy. And I think that is what you aim or are trying to achieve with this small game, that it has all the power of the universe inside it.
Thank you so much. That's very kind. And yes, absolutely.
Elizabeth, do you want to say something before we say bye?
No, thank you so much, Andrea. I think for me, it's very refreshing to see people that actually bring to life these side projects, which are, let's call them heart projects, because it's like things that you really, really love and you work really hard to bring it to life. And we know that you have many different roles to fill. You know, you're taking care of your kids, you have your family, you have your job, and then you still found the time to bring this project to life. So I think that's a great inspiration. So I thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the space, and I'm happy to share and happy to provide to you guys like a set of the universe quiz. Having this, if everything goes as planned in May, so wait for it. And yeah, hopefully next time that we meet, I will have the physical product now.
Yes, we're gonna play it online.
Yes, there we go. There we go.
Thank you so much, everyone. And well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Bye.